When you are a coach, your very first client is yourself. And that is something that I would so strongly emphasize. And not only that, if I'm honest, if I take what I really like, the kind of the key message of all the top coaches I've worked with is that they would stress this point, but they would stress it all the more and say, not only should you be your first client, but you are your most important client. And that's always stuck with me. And it's like, as I was planning out this program, that was the kind of the key part that I wanted to start with, of knowing how important you are in this journey. Because so many people, to be honest, they get stuck into their business. They build a fantastic website. They build amazing marketing. But then when it comes to actually sitting in front of somebody and working with somebody, the really true thing is that you can only work with somebody as well as you can work with yourself. You can only go as deep with somebody as you have gone yourself. And your capacity to work with others is dictated by your capacity to work with yourself. And so the very first part of this journey starts, exactly as I've said, with yourself. And as you learn to work with yourself, as you overcome whatever obstacles might be in your way and address whatever issues you might have, one by one, those almost stack up as tools and strategies that you can then share with others. And the fact is, when you do, you will share them so much more authentically, with so much more confidence, and to be honest, with so much more excitement, because you know how well they worked for you. And I hope as you're hearing this, you're starting to feel like, aha, yeah, I can't race ahead with this career. I can't fake it till I make it. I actually have to do the work. And for some, that's intimidating. But I actually have to say, I think it's one of the most beautiful things about being a life coach is that there's this huge emphasis on your own personal development, your own growth. And I really like that, because in other careers, you have to learn a lot about things that actually have no relevance in your own personal life. You have to develop skills that really don't complement yourself. Whereas in this, it's actually very much centered on you. And all the work goes into you first, and your success in business then flows from that. So a really kind of a key saying that I always share is that your professional success as a coach will come as a byproduct of your personal success. I really liked that. And I almost took it a step further as well, that there's a lot of coaches out there that, you know, they're perhaps light on that work and very heavy on the business side of things. So they've got great sites, great advertising, and they have a huge flow of clients that come in. What I always kind of feel about that, if I'm really honest, and please excuse me, some parts might be a little bit triggering. I'm going to try and share as honestly as I can. You know, some parts you might tune into, other parts you might not. So please take them with a pinch of salt. But what I do find in the case of those coaches that, as I said, have really well developed businesses, but perhaps not the personal experience they should behind, is that for whatever success they get, it's short-lived. And you know, they might get overwhelmed, they might get burnt out, their nerves might come at them, they might take on way too much work than they know they can handle, and burnout or breakdown. And I really, really don't want that to happen with yourself. I always think in that case, unfortunately, without the personal success, the professional success is short-lived. But flip it on its head, with the personal success, the professional success comes in time as a byproduct.